Guys, or should I say, hey thrifted divas, hey ladies, it's your girl Shalae, and I am this week's episode on the grind, honey. Now, 5 years ago, I actually started right here in this Thrifting Divas group where I used to showcase my thrifted finds daily. Okay, I used to be snatched. And now, 5 years later, I am a content creator on YouTube where I have over 375,000 subscribers. So if you want to see how I was able to take my passion for saving into profit, you already know what to do, girl. Stay tuned. Your girl's got you covered. Now, guys, before we go ahead and jump into it, I definitely want to thank all of you ladies in this platform because it was your words of encouragement under my photos and just the whole camaraderie that made me really keep going on this journey. And when I tell you, even though if you go check out my channel, okay, go check it out or whatever, you're going to see on there that it's not really about thrifting. It is shopping and saving and everything in between. But I did have to pivot, but girl, I am still a thrifter at heart, okay? And I still shop at the thrift stores, but we're gonna get into all of that because sometimes you gotta pivot along the way, right? But if you wanna see how I made all this money, honey, let's talk about it. Hey guys, or should I say, hey thrifted divas, hey ladies, it's your girl Shalae, and I am this week's episode on the grind, honey. Now, 5 years ago, I actually started right here in this Thrifting Divas group where I used to showcase my thrifted finds daily. Okay, I used to be snatched. And now, 5 years later, I am a content creator on YouTube where I have over 375,000 subscribers. So if you want to see how I was able to take my passion for saving into profit, you already know what to do, girl. Stay tuned. Your girl's got you covered. Now, guys, before we go ahead and jump into it, I definitely want to thank all of you ladies in this platform because it was your words of encouragement under my photos and just the whole camaraderie that made me really keep going on this journey. And when I tell you, even though if you go check out my channel, okay, go check it out or whatever, you're going to see on there that it's not really about thrifting. It is shopping and saving and everything in between. But I did have to pivot, but girl, I am still a thrifter at heart, okay? And I still shop at the thrift stores, but we're gonna get into all of that because sometimes you gotta pivot along the way, right? But if you wanna see how I made all this money, honey, let's talk about it. guys, or should I say, hey thrifting divas, hey ladies, it's your girl Shalae, and I am this week's episode on the grind, honey. Now, 5 years ago, I actually started right here in this Thrifting Divas group where I used to showcase my thrifted finds daily. Okay, I used to be snatched. And now, 5 years later, I am a content creator on YouTube where I have over 375,000 subscribers. So if you want to see how I was able to take my passion for saving into profit, you already know what to do, girl. Stay tuned. Your girl's got you covered. Now, guys, before we go ahead and jump into it, I definitely want to thank all of you ladies in this platform because it was your words of encouragement under my photos and just the whole camaraderie that made me really keep going on this journey. And when I tell you, even though if you go check out my channel, okay, go check it out or whatever, you're gonna see on there that it's not really about thrifting. It is shopping and saving and everything in between. But I did have to pivot, but girl, I am still a thrifter at heart, okay? And I still shop at the thrift stores, but we're gonna get into all of that because sometimes you gotta pivot along the way, right? But if you wanna see how I made all this money, honey, let's talk about it.
Hello. Happy Friday, Thrifting Divas. This is your girl, Ayana Peterson, the Thrifting Diva, and welcome back to another Thrifting Divas Knowledge Series. And tonight, we're getting real in your business about your grind for 2021. So, before we begin and bring on our special guest, let me know who's in the comments. Let me know who is joining us tonight. Let me know who is celebrating with us tonight, the end of this week. We are closer and closer to the end of this trash bucket year, ladies. I'm ecstatic. I am absolutely ecstatic for 2020 to end. But you know what? We're going to come into 2021 with some knowledge. We're going to come into 2021 with some amazing information so that 2021 is nothing like 2020. Okay, so where we at? Yay for stopping in. Danelle is on a plane right now headed to San Salvador, and she is still on this live with us. That's amazing. Hi, Danelle. Hi, Regina, thank you for coming in. Tracy, thank you so much. Tracy, the live did not stop. We are starting. We start at 8:15 every Friday right here. Hi, Watha. I'm sorry if I got your name wrong. You are new to the group, but welcome, ladies. Let's give some hearts for those who are new to the group. And then we obviously have our folks who show up every time. Tony, Tony. Hey, Mo, how are you? Karina is in the house. Tell me where you guys are joining us from. We got Montgomery. All right, Tanya. Thank you for joining us. Asia is a newbie. So hi, Asia, Thrifting Divas. You know, for the newbies, give them some love. Let them know that we are all here to love one another and to have fun. And of course, to learn something before the end of the night. And that is what I am hoping tonight, that you guys are going to leave inspired. And, you know, I've called this show tonight The Grind for a reason, because we need to step it up, ladies. Everyone needs to step it up. So we got Michigan in the house, Maryland in the house. Where else? Who else is joining us? Let us know. Hello from Elkmont. Melinda, thank you. Thank you so much for joining us. Birmingham is in the house. Hello, Alicia. New York. All right. That's where I grew up. Thank you for joining us. Thank you so much. So Huntsville, Shalae's hubby, super newbie. Shalae's hubby is all up in the comments. Okay. All right, ladies, welcome, Myles. Thank you for joining and supporting your beautiful wife, South Carolina, Savannah, Atlanta, Huntsville. Man, you guys are coming in. Sacramento, amazing. And of course, the DMV always showing up. Maryland is in the house. Thank you, ladies. Happy Friday. If you're just joining us, it is the Thrifting Divas Knowledge Series. Every Friday, we are in here trying to get some knowledge, trying to be better by the time we walk out of this in 1 hour. And tonight, this is one close to my heart. So you guys are going to either hate me at the end or just be like, you know what? They talking the truth. What we gonna do? So I have tonight with us someone who is definitely showing you what really it means to grind for success, and that things are not handed to you, and that things that, you know, you're not going to wake up and voila, the world has just handed you that platter. For most of us, we're going to have to grind, and it's a whole little different when we say grind. Okay, so please welcome the beautiful, amazing, talented, smart, gorgeous fashionista, someone who's going to show us how she has turned something that she loved into an empire. Okay, not just into a hobby. All right, there's a difference. Hobby, you don't get paid. Okay, some of us still doing hobbies. We're not getting paid. Me included for some things. Okay, I'm gonna put myself on report. But she's gonna show us how, you know, what this grind means to turn what you love into an empire. So for 2021, I want all mini empires. I want Thrifting Divas to have all their mini empires. Okay, I'm putting that out there. So somebody write that so I can tag that. We are creating empires in 2021. We're going to leave this trash bucket 2020 year back wherever it came from. And we're going to make 2021 the year of the empire building. So please welcome our beautiful Shalae Morgan. Hello.
Hey guys. Oh my gosh, that was an introduction, girl. Okay. Hey y'all. Hey guys.
Hello, how are you?
I am doing well. I'm super excited. I am ready to get to the grind. I mean, I still haven't canceled 2020 just yet, all right? But I am definitely looking forward to 2021 and just speaking with you all.
Awesome. Thank you, Mo. We are creating empires in 2021. And Shalae, you're going to help us start getting that done tonight. I want
Okay.
people in here to feel inspired. I want people to walk out of here and be like, damn, what the hell I've been doing? I want people to walk out of here with a pen and paper and be like, all right, this is how we're about to do this. Okay. So as Mo says, you have to claim it, and we're going to have to learn it, claim it, make it happen. Okay. In the military, we say execute. What's the mission? Execute. So let's get there.
Okay.
Before we begin, for those who may not know you, you are a YouTube sensation right now. You are doing your damn thing, girl.
Yeah, I'm grinding, trying to stay doing the thing. Okay, so absolutely. So I am on YouTube, Shalae Morgan. I definitely, well, we'll get into that, but I talk about like shopping, saving, and everything in between. And literally during the pandemic, my channel has taken off. I have made 6 figures in 6 months and been able to pay off my house, pay off my student loans, become debt free. Yes.
Oh my God,
yeah.
Congratulations.
Thanks.
So, you know what you said just now, that I want people in the comments to understand what you just said. During the pandemic, when for so many people, this has been like, dang, hit me down, I don't know what I'm going to do kind of thing. You have used, some, tragedy for our nation, for the world, and still come out on top because you've been grinding, I am sure.
Absolutely. So for me, it was like the pandemic was the time for me to put everything that I've done the past 5 years. And it was like, okay, it's your time. When I seen it take off, it's your time. Let's go. Like, practice is over. You in the game, coach. And that's exactly, I got in the game and I was ready to go. Like, I didn't care that it was a pandemic. I didn't care that we were locked down. You were going to get this work. And that's what I gave you.
All right. So let's start from the beginning. Where are you located right now?
I'm in Huntsville, Alabama. So I seen all my Alabama people. I seen we had Birmingham, Montgomery, Hunts, Vegas. So I am in Huntsville.
Yeah, Raslin is in Huntsville up there with you. I think Tanya is in Birmingham with you. So we got some Alabama folks showing out in here. Okay. And when did you begin YouTube? Because that's your platform right now, right? That's where you are dominating right now. So when did you begin YouTube?
So I started YouTube in 2015, and that was the time that I kind of got the whole entrepreneur itch. You know what I mean? So it's kind of like, okay, I was tired of my job. I wanted to do something else. It was right when the influencer, everyone wanted to be an entrepreneur. And I was like, you know what? I should do that. And so I started right here in this group. I started posting different pictures of my thrift store clothing, and I wanted to turn that into a business. And so I was like, well, everyone that I see like this, an influencer, they have some type of YouTube presence. Like at that time, it was and it still is, it was the 3, the blog, YouTube, and Facebook or Instagram. So those were the big 3. And so I knew that I had the blog at the time, I had Instagram, and I just needed that internet presence.
Got it. And so was there a specific reason you started the channel outside of just like, hey, I got the itch? But were you serious when you started? Like, did you have a laser focus, going into YouTube, what you wanted to do?
Well, kind of, yes. So I started, it wasn't, when I decided to get on YouTube, it was more because I'm in Huntsville, Alabama, and Alabama's not really known for fashion. We're in the dirty South, right? We're last at everything. So in order to get out my city, in order to get out my state, I can't travel to every state. I can't go and pass out flyers in every state. So the easiest and the free, right? The freest way to get into people's homes was to be on YouTube. That takes me outside of my state. And now I can reach, you can reach people in Africa. It's 24 hours a day. So I knew that I had to get on YouTube if I really wanted to increase my popularity, or pretty much increase my presence.
And when you started YouTube, did you think you will be where you are now? Or will you think, and when it came with money, like, did you think you would get paid for doing what you wanted, just love doing in general?
No, so see, with my mind, I think I'm wired a little bit differently. So I went into YouTube. I wasn't trying to be like this large content creator or make money from YouTube. My idea was I wanted my own thing. I wanted my own slice of this internet real estate, right? So I was like, I can use YouTube to fund whatever I'm going to do as far as sell my thrifting clothes at the time. So I was just like, because at the end of the day, we don't own any of these free platforms. As great as they are to us, we don't own it. And so the last thing I wanted with YouTube was to get on there and they say, oh, you need 10,000 subscribers to be paid. So I was like, no, I don't care. If I can get 100 people on YouTube, I'm going to take those 100 people and I'm going to sell them something for $10. And I'm going to make $1,000. So that was my idea of me getting on YouTube to further my objective.
Got it.
Or my agenda.
Okay. And anyone in general inspired you when you started YouTube? Any major content creators that inspired you? Or this was just, you just wanted to get in and do you?
Yeah, that was it. It was just to get in. So it wasn't like I didn't want to go in and jock somebody else's style or do what they do, because that wasn't, that wasn't my purpose. My purpose was strictly to get people to what I'm doing.
Got it. Nice. So then we get into YouTube, and for those who don't follow many YouTube content creators or don't know anything much about YouTube except when you go to look for something, can you walk the audience through just how much work it goes to getting one video out?
Oh my gosh. Just to get one video out, first you're going to research the content, because one thing, like, you have to know what you're going to talk about. So I would research the content. I will script my videos. So you have to understand that most people, we're not winning by accident. Okay. I don't care how easy we make it look. Okay. It may look easy, but we're not winning by accident. So I will research content, script my videos. After I script my videos, decide what outfit I'm going to wear for the video, pull out my camera, find the proper lighting, the time of day, natural light, do my makeup, get on camera, record the clips, finish recording, edit the clips, and then after I edit them, take a picture for my thumbnail, and then upload it.
So about how many hours we're talking about here now?
Well, now 5 years in, right? 5 years in, we're talking 10 to 15 minutes. But initially starting off, it took me an hour to do my makeup. So I'm saying maybe 3 to 4 hours.
Got it. And when you, so you're 5 years in, and I think it was this year that you hit a major milestone in the YouTube world?
Yes.
Yeah. Can you tell them what that was?
So several milestones. One, I had one video that hit 1 million views. So that was just amazing. And then I was able to receive the 100,000 mark where you get the YouTube plaque, the silver plaque. So I was able to get that. And then money. Like, that's what we're doing. Come on, like, let's not act, right? We're doing this for the money. I mean, you're passionate, but you want to get paid for your passion as well. So.
And can you talk to us a little bit about, well, one, before you talk about how much we can, people can potentially make, what do your YouTube channel focus on and try to bring out and put out there? What kind of content are we putting out?
So I really try to educate my audience on just the different resources that are out there. So right now we're in a pandemic. A lot of people are struggling financially, right? Just with paying, being able to pay their bills, provide food for their children. So a lot of times I will go in there now and I'll talk about, hey, well, EBT has this going on, or this state is giving out an additional $500. These are rental assistance programs. This is a utility assistance program. So now I would say, I'm like the content queen, the resource queen. So if you need something that's going on in your state or nationwide, even with student loans. So right now the student loans you're not paying your student loans until December 31st, and it may be pushed back. So I was going in, giving all those resources on what people need right now.
Right. So, I mean, which is amazing content, right? I think you said it in your promo earlier about a pivot, right?
Correct.
That it's not just about the fashion, right? It's something you obviously love and you want to save money, but there's a pivot. What made you pivot to realizing I can't do it only about my thrifted fashion? What was the aha moment for you?
So several things were the aha moment. The first thing was I felt like I had did everything that I can do in the thrift room. Like I had did a thrift tour. I had went vending for thrifting. I did the thrifting runway where I had my runway. I sold clothes for thrifting. I styled people. I had the blog. I did a swap and shop, or I think it's but I felt like I had did so many things for 3 years. I stayed in that thrifting realm. And it's like, girl, you are more than thrifting, like in totality, like you are thrifty just in general. You're thrifty when it comes to your clothes. You're thrifty when it comes to, you know, what medication or what doctor you're going to choose. So for me, it was like after I have done all that I can do, and I felt like there was more left, but just not in this sector. You know what I mean? And so thrifting is still always a part of me, girl. I still shop at the thrift store. I still will put on a shirt in my YouTube videos from thrifting. And just because I pivoted doesn't mean I can't come back around, because now people love the outfits that I wear in my videos, that they're like, girl, you got that from the thrift store? Can you give us a thrift video? And I'm like, now you want a thrift video? I talked about thrifting 3 years ago. Right. So it's, you know, it does come back full circle. So that was one thing that really just made me, aha, like, girl, brand yourself. You know, like you have the sauce. You're the sauce. Move the thrifting, brand yourself. And then the next thing was the sponsorship deals that I was getting. It was kind of like, and I hate to say it, but it was kind of like a negative connotation. You know, if Target or Walmart, they didn't want to necessarily work with me. And let me put this out here. Some people may have still worked with Target or Walmart. Okay, kudos to you, right? But some of the sponsorships that I was getting, they was like, hey, well, I don't want the thrifting attached to it. Or you didn't show people how to get Target at the Goodwill. We don't want to work with you for this. So it was just kind of like, I felt like I was missing out on certain opportunities by keeping that thrifting attached to it.
Right. Now, I like that. I'm hearing no feedback. Sorry. I like the information about pivoting and knowing when it is time to pivot. As Stephanie is saying, when God shows you there's a need for things other than fashion, prayers and a heart. Yes. You know, don't be afraid. Right. I think a lot of people, when they get into that comfort zone, because you were definitely in a comfort zone with thrifting, Huntsville, like you had that on lock. And to pivot is being able to say, all right, I know I can move to something different. Will people follow me? Will people accept this new thing? Am I locked in here? And so sometimes people get stuck in this, I'm comfortable here. And that pivot is so much harder for them. Yet they're blocking some blessings that should be coming their way because they're not trying to just like, hey, it's going to be hard. It is going to be, you're going to second guess yourself, but that does not mean that you should stop that pivot that probably is necessary for you to get to that next level.
Absolutely. And so sometimes like you have to realize, like, for me, it was like, does it make sense? And when you're, like you said earlier, is this a hobby or is this business? And when it came down to business, it wasn't a business like, okay, it's cool for the compliments, like, you know, to post a picture and get compliments, but I need my coins. Like, we're not talking, compliments and coins are two different things. And like Stephanie says, when God shows you, like, you have a purpose that's a lot higher than what this is. And it's like, okay, you know, God's like, okay, I'm gonna give you this platform. You're going to have to trust me. You're going to have to move. So for me, I didn't want to move at the time, but I was like, you know what? It's necessary. And so I did it.
All right. So I'm going to pivot now. See how I said?
Gotcha.
I'm going to pivot to the grind because I think that part of this show tonight is where no matter... I think we are all fantastic, talented. We all have something out there that is valuable that other people will pay to accept and receive. I think that for every single individual God has created has a talent that is theirs, unique, and can be impactful to the world and to others and can make money. But Lord Jesus, why are we not all rolling in the dough, as they would say? Why is it not raining over there for everyone? What do you think it is?
I think it's because a lot of us say that we want it, but we really don't want it. We only want it when it's convenient for us. And that's the thing. When it comes to the grind, it's not convenient at all. Like, like right now, I'm here on a Friday night. Like I could easily be out with my husband. We could be on date night. We could be taking pictures for the gram, clinking glasses, right? And making it look like this great, grandiose life. But the issue is like, when it comes down to it, you're going to have to be inconvenienced. It's supposed to be a sacrifice. That's why most people don't have it. That's why most people are not excelling. Like, and for those that you see that are excelling in the influencer world or that's grinding, they are posting those pictures 4 or 5 times a day. You are getting a video from them every single day, and so you see it. There's a difference between their work ethic and your work ethic. And I think people, it's easy to say what you want, but then when it comes to that execution, it's like, that's where, it starts to fall off. And it's easy. You can spot the inconsistency a mile away. So when the people that are consistent, they stand out, right? They stand out because you see them all the time and you're like, oh my gosh, every time I look up, this girl is winning. Every time I look up, she's doing something. She's doing something because she's grinding. And while you up there consuming her content, you're consuming it when you should be creating your own. If you were creating your own, it'll be a totally different story.
I don't think you could have said that any better. I don't think you could have said that any better, especially your first sentence. That I think a lot of people see your end result because they didn't see you 5 years ago going through doing all of this to get here, right? So then they see you and you put out, this year I hit 1 million view, and I always say there are 2 sets of people who say, one, oh, I could do that. How hard can that be, right? And then 2 is, I want that, but I don't want to do all the work to get there. Just bring me to the end result and we're good. And even if you try to help them, that's when, a lot of people will contact me about, hey, Facebook, how do I grow my Facebook group? How do you do this? How do you do this? And I want to help more people than I should, if that makes sense. Mm-hmm. I want to help more people than I should, but I think that work ethic portion is something so key that we all, I included, have to check myself. Like, am I ready to put that type of work in that is needed? And it's a hard question for people to really, if they look in the mirror, 2021 is coming. That mirror, you should be facing it like, am I good where I'm at? If you're good where you're at and you're like, hey, this is good for me, then by all means,
keep on. Keep on. Do you, boo. Do you.
But if you're not good where you're at, what are you willing to sacrifice to get to the next level? And this is not about looking at where everybody else is at, right? Because I think you said it beautifully in the beginning. Like, I didn't care about, it wasn't about someone inspiring me. I knew I wanted this. My world was Shalae. It wasn't what other people were getting. I wasn't envious of what I was seeing. I wasn't envious of what other people had. I just wanted my part of the pie. And what I was going to do to get there was that grind.
Absolutely.
When what are some of the sacrifices you've had to put up? What have you sacrificed to get where you are at?
Oh my gosh, I've sacrificed time. I've sacrificed that. Well, that's just the big one right there, is time, because this is time that I can spend with my family. This is time that, that's the one asset that we can't get back, right? So I definitely sacrificed time. I sacrificed money, hours of sleep. Like, there was times, like now, I could do my makeup in 10 minutes, but just think of the days that it took me hours, or I glued my eyes shut, putting on lashes, just all types, seriously, like all types of things. Or, I'm rushing to the store to try to find the latest deal. So time, money, sleep, you name it, going out, just being able to travel at times. Because for me, the money that I'm investing into my business, investing into myself, I don't want to travel right now, even though like it would be nice to travel, but I'd rather take this money and just put it back towards, you know, something that I really want to get. And it paid off. The sacrifice paid off though.
You and I were talking backstage before we came on, and I think Tanya, I want you to tell them the story because Tanya says some people ask for the help but want you to do the work.
Yes. So absolutely, Tanya girl. And I seen you. I did not go to high school in Huntsville, sis, but you're absolutely correct. Some people will ask for the help and I can spot them a mile away. Like if someone inboxes me first, like, you know, growing up, my mom always used to say, you got to pay the cost to be the boss, right? So now if you want my help, you're going to have to pay because you want my experience. You want my knowledge. You want me to take time out of my day that I can be making a video, spending time with my family. You're going to pay. So if you want to be the boss, you're going to pay the cost. Second, the questions that people ask, I already know that you haven't did the work. Because if you ask me something so simple that you can Google, either one of two things, either that's just your leeway in to get into the conversation and try to have a conversation with me, or B, you're not serious anyway. Like I get people that email me and say, hey, if I'm going to record a YouTube video, do I have to do vertical or horizontal? That's like the most basic question. If you go type in Google, ask Jeeves, AOL, I don't care what platform you go ahead and do. Go into the chat room. You could have asked your friend, your sister, your niece, somebody that is saying, how do I do this video? How do I record? Why would you ask me that? You want me to take time out my day to address a question. You didn't even care about it yourself. You didn't care enough to go look it up for yourself. And the time that you spent to send me the email, you could have had the answer for yourself. So that's how I look, and I'll be like, oh, I know they're not serious. Mm-mm.
And you're not going to waste my time because time is money at this point in my life. What is something in looking back, you know, we talk about time just now and the sacrifice of time with family. You have a husband who is, I mean, he is in the group, ladies. I love it. He is there like, ching, yes. You know, one of the things, you know, we have obviously significant others around us and we're sacrificing that time. What is, you know, as you look now in the last 5 years, because I know you're still on that trajectory of moving even to another level. What is something you wish you knew back then that you know now that, you know, if you were to talk to someone who's trying, not necessarily only to get into the YouTube game, but just to find a success, especially in 2021, what is something that you can part with them and say, listen, if I knew this back then, this would have made my life a lot easier?
If I knew to really believe in myself back then, I would be a beast. I would be a millionaire now. But I'm so serious because now the confidence that I have, and it's like when you get into it and like, I know, like, you know, like, girl, in the pandemic, I wrote the ebook that you guys bought, and we'll talk about the ebook, but I wrote a book in 2 days. Like, literally, I sat there in 48 hours, did the book, sat down, turned off my phone, and was like, this is going to get done. And I didn't go into it with the mindset of, oh, I'm a discounted at a certain rate. Because you know how sometimes you get in that, oh, I'll just make it cheap, or I don't want to do this. No. Like, the confidence is, my price is what my price is. Either you can afford it or you can't. If you can't afford it, it's not for you. I'm sorry. I'm not being mean. I'm not being arrogant. It's not for you. Move on. Let's get it to the people that want. So I feel like back then, if I would have had the confidence in myself, oh, I probably would have changed the world. Like I probably would have changed the world. Like me and my husband, it would have been Pinky and the Brain because I didn't have the confidence at that time. And I'll look at other people and I'm like, why is it happening for them? What are they doing? What is different? Right. And it's like, they weren't doing anything but working. And now that I'm doing that work, I'm putting in the work. It's like, oh yeah, you're going to get this ebook. You're going to get this branding class from me. You're going to get these cosmetics that I'm going to bring out. And it's like, it's not even no scared factor to it. It's like, you're going to get it and it's going to sell out and it's going to work. So now that confidence is like, you can't touch it. Like, you know what I mean? Like, come on.
So what I hear from you is confidence. Like, if you know you have, as we said, that each one of us, God put a talent in each one of us. God made us a special person that we can move mountains. But we are so, for some reason, that confidence, either we have to get it from outside, that inner confidence does not shine through until sometimes maybe too late. Me included, I always feel like, exactly as you just said, you start doing something, you have a great idea, you're going to put the work behind this, and then it's time to ask somebody to buy it, and you're like, well, it should be 500, but I'm gonna give it to you for 50 cents.
Yep. We talk ourselves out the game before it even starts. Like, we'll sit up here and be like, oh, okay, I'm gonna create this product. Then you'd be like, but nobody's gonna buy it. And then if they don't buy it, and then, oh my God, what about this? And it's like, girl, just get the product out. Like, girl, you don't even know, get the product out, but you already didn't talk yourself out the game. And so I think at the very beginning, I didn't believe in myself, but I felt like I didn't believe in myself because I wasn't doing the work. You know what I mean? And so, but when you're doing the work, there's that confidence that comes from you. Like, if I come to you right now and say, how do you create a Facebook group? You're going to be confident in telling me how to create a group. Why? Because you've done it. You know it can be done. So anybody that talks anything else like, oh, Facebook groups don't do that well, you can come back and be like, girl, I don't know what you're talking about. Like, sis, I ain't had them problems. I don't know what you're talking about.
I think you hit the nail on the head when you said it's like being a fraud, that you lack the confidence, because if you're not doing the work and you're trying to put out some information to people to buy it, you're a fraud. You're a fraud. Listen, that is what a fraud is. Not doing the work, yet expecting the rewards of something. That is the definition of a fraud. And I think that is exactly why, and I'm glad you're feeling it like a fraud, because you're probably not doing the work. And when we start to do the work, we're going to have to hit that confidence peak where it's like, I did all this. As you said, I do my research. I know I'm giving you right. When you read it, it is good information. When you use it, it is good information. When you adopt it, it's good information. So therefore, I feel more confident in what I put out. I feel confident in me, and damn well, I feel confident in this price that you're going to pay for it, because you're getting a value that came from hard work, period. Yep. And a lot of us have to get that in our heads. We have something to offer. Put the work in. You have to grind. You have to say, you know what? 4:00 in the morning when everybody else is sleeping, I'm awake because I know I have to go to work, because everyone has a job. Everyone has kids. Everyone has a man who needs to have his needs met. Everyone has a woman who needs to have her needs met. Whatever it is, everyone has needs. Like, Shalae doesn't have more than 24 hours in the day. Everyone has 24 hours in the day, period. Like, we don't, the successful people didn't get a deal with God, and he said, I'm going to give y'all 29 hours so that you can do this. And then the others, they're not going to get the extra hour.
Preach. Yes.
So you're going to have to get up and start working. You're going to have to do this because, as she said in the beginning, the pandemic hit, and some people, it hit like it took you down. You should never be in a situation where something so unexpected take you all the way down. So that, having that second side hustle, the third hustle, whatever it is, that grinding that you've been doing on the side, this pandemic should have just been a time for you to be like, all right, I'm time to pivot. Time to pivot. And that's what this should have been about. I'm going to ask you, so what is the hardest decision you've had to make in getting to your success? Like decisions that you have had to be like, we're not doing that, or, something where you've just, you and your husband had to be like, what do you really think? Like, should we?
No, I think the hardest decision was to drop the thrift in Huntsville, to drop that, because I really felt at that time that I was a failure. I was like, all these other, you got Thrifting Atlanta, you got Thrifting Divas, you had, I think, Thrifting in Chicago, I forgot her name, but all these other people, y'all platforms were so successful. And I was like, oh my gosh, what is going on? And so I was like, you know what? I'm not gonna, I'm gonna put it behind me. I'm gonna go ahead and call it in. I'm not gonna feel bad about it. And I'm going to brand myself. And that was like the hardest decision because I'm like, well, what makes you so special, girl? What is so special about Shalae? And I was like, you know what? I'm going to brand myself and I'm going to make it. And I told my husband this, I was like, people will know my name in Africa, in London. People will know who Shalae is. They're going to know who I am. And now people watch me in Africa, in London, in Australia, in Michigan.
Right.
They watch me.
I mean, 377,000 members. They better know you everywhere.
Yes. And then if they don't know me now, it's like, I'm getting people now to be like, one of my church members, somebody drove up and seen her from Georgia. And she was like, she talked to me. She said, girl, this lady, I told this lady that I have a church member on YouTube and I mentioned your name. She was like, I watch her. And I get people now that have sent me messages and like, hey, my cousin watch you or da-da-da. And I'm like, seriously? So it's hilarious now. So yeah.
But it's all because you've been doing that work for the last 5 years. Like you didn't wake up one morning and be like, I think I'm gonna hit 100,000 members today. No work, nothing
right.
background like that. How do you organize your time? I know people are like, listen, I get it. I know there's 24 hours in the day, but it feels like I only get 10 hours. How are you organizing your time to get where you have?
So me and you both are military. So I am very systematic. So for me, I am that 4 o'clock girl. Like for me, I am more alive and alert in the morning. So I get up at 4 o'clock in the morning. Most people that follow me on Instagram or Facebook, you see me posting me at the gym. Like why? You can call it vain, call it what you want. But I like to look good. I like to work out. I like to be able to put on what type of clothes. And it just helps my mental. I can think about things. So I work out at 4, finish working out, try to get home about 5:15. And then at that time, that's when I have my prayer, my meditation time. After I finish doing that, shower, get dressed, eat. And then after I eat, either I go to my full-time job at that time. But when I'm at my full-time job, on lunch breaks, I'm looking up content, for my videos. If I'm not looking up content for my videos, I'm mapping out what I want to do next. So I know we talked about like how you have yourself planned from now to March. Same exact thing. What are those things that's going on in the world from now to March? So now I'm planning content for tax returns, scholarships, all those things, because this is the time to hit it. And it's like, it's almost like the Drake. If you're reading this, you're too late. Like if you're reading this, you're already late. You're late. You know what I mean? So for me, I'm very systematic with my time. Monday through Friday, I'm hitting that gym. Saturday and Sunday, we could do whatever. I don't have to make it to the gym on those days. But,
your husband is 4 a.m. every day.
But he don't. But you know what? It makes me feel better. I look good, so I'm not one of those people. I don't have to be like Drake and hit the angles and catfish you and suck in and do all that stuff. You don't get that. And I like that. I like the fact that I can go hop in my clothes, get on here, and it just it makes me feel good. Like it clears my mind. It gets those endorphins pumping.
So I think, if anyone in here, there's a book that I've read this book literally. I've had the book for 2 years. I've read the book about 6 times. 25 Habits of Successful People, right? It's a book that they've given us in the military to read for leadership. If you haven't gotten this book, guys, I didn't write it. I don't get a dime from it, but it's something that you guys should definitely check out. The Habits of Successful People, because this is what you're talking about, right? You have habits it's successful habits that you have incorporated in your grind. That 4 a.m. every day, I'm going to wake up. I'm going to go to the gym. That's my thinking space time. That's where I could work out. I feel good after it. It's always good. Also gives me an opportunity to think about my day, the week, the whatever I'm working on. And, it's just habits that we have to set. How many in the comments? Let me know right now. Comment and let me know if you believe you have good, successful habits. Just write, I have successful habits, or I need to develop some successful habits that will help as I move through and try to get to the levels of success that I know I deserve. And I love how Shalae is saying like this, I have a Monday to Friday routine that works for me. I've tweaked it over the years, but it's working for me. But it's a habit that is good habits. And, you know, how many of us, when, you know, it's time to get ready to grind, we're like, you know what, I'm going to start on Monday. Definitely Monday. Oh, you know what, I'm going to start next month. Let me just finish the month. I'm going to start next month. You know what, I'm going to start when I reach this, or when I get this money, or when this person is out of my life, or I'm going to start next year.
But you know what? You're right. So this is the thing, though. People have to think about it this way. If you're going to wait to these times to start, it's almost like you're not going to be ready when it comes. And it's the same thing. Like, we know LeBron James. LeBron James is great. Like, oh my gosh. But at the end of the day, he still shows up for practice. You practice how you play. You get what I'm saying? So if you don't even show up on these 5 people that you have in the live, how do you think you're going to show up for 500? How are you going to show up for 5,000? It's not going to happen. Miss me with that. You can tell yourself that all day long. Let it play in your head, but it's not going to happen. Because if you won't show up, you're not.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I mean, you're absolutely right. I love how you said, if you don't even want to shop for the 5 people, because a lot of people, you know, they see Thrifting Divas group. It's a large group and they're like, I want to get there. But you have to start somewhere, because Thrifting Divas started with 0 people. I don't know if you guys knew that. There was 0 people in the group, and then there was 1, and then 2. There was, you know, I will post a picture and there will be 1 like on it. Okay, it starts somewhere. So when you want to start your own, are you going to show up for just even the people who start with you deserve everything? If you're going to give me all the energy when there's 100 people watching, I want that same energy when there's 1 person. And my husband says this to me. He's one of those people, like, when I go live, I'm like, there's only 2 people on. And he's like, so why don't you stop? I'm like, because there are 2 people on. If I feel just as excited when there's 2 than if there's 200, 2,000, 2 million. I don't care. There's 2 people on that said, stop scrolling and stop and watch. I don't care. And that's why a lot of people are waiting for that end of the road success. But this middle grind, they're like, this is boring. This is hard. This is annoying. And I'm like, that's what it takes for every single person who have gotten to the top.
Right.
Yeah.
No, you're absolutely right. And then you got to think, it's not just about those people, but now this is giving you the opportunity. Okay, now you're perfecting like your language skills. So it's helping in other areas. Like, it's not just those 2 people, because now you're getting to practice, you're getting to talk. So you never know what this may open the door for. You may now get on a panel or have to speak. And now you are able to get this practice from those 2 people, you know?
Listen, as you mentioned just now, athletes, we were talking back in the backstage, athletes, doctors, astronauts, whatever. If everybody could do it and wanted to do it, it would be a world full of everything, right? It would be a world full of the elites. It would be actually, it might be an interesting world, right? Everybody,
Right.
But that's not the way the world works. That is absolutely not the way the world works. Now, I want to jump into some of the things that you are doing right now. So, as you mentioned earlier, you sat down. I didn't realize this, that you sat down and you wrote that book in a weekend. Did not realize that. So let's talk about the book.
Gotcha. Okay, so I do have the Build Your Brand on YouTube book. So I teach you how to build your brand, how to grow your channel and make money fast on YouTube. So you see, and pretty much with this book, it really walks a beginner through how to upload a YouTube video, how to create a channel, and it also has a planner in there. So all the things that I do on a daily basis, I wanted to make it super easy, because I think every business, brand, whatever you want to do, I don't care if you don't even upload a video, right? If it takes you a few years, but at least go ahead and create that YouTube channel just so no one else steals your name and take it, that you just have it out there, right? But YouTube, there's no limit on the amount of money that you can make. Like, you know, I was speaking, Tanesha's in here. I was talking to Tanesha the other day, and she was talking about her business. And I said, well, right now, your business has a cap on it, Because if you don't have this amount of inventory, or even if you have this amount of inventory, you may only be able to make $1,000 or $5,000 depending on your inventory. But with YouTube, it's almost like your own TV commercial, your own infomercial that's showing 24 hours a day, right? People can log on at any time and see you. So it's like, girl, you need to get on YouTube where the sky is the limit. There's no cap. I mean, I showed it. You guys can watch my video. Like the most, I made more than this, but in 1 month on YouTube, like I had made $30,000, $31,000 in 1 month on YouTube. I would have never made $31,000 on my job. Never. I don't care how much overtime I work. Like, I don't care if I work 24 hours a day. All the overtime on what I make, I would have never made that in my job at all, period. So that's why I tell people, like, at some point, you need to get on YouTube. And then I get people, well, I don't like being in front of the camera. Girl, there are people that don't even show their face on camera. There are people that just use their hands. Like, if you don't want to do it, just say you don't want to do it again. Like, you know, let's not BS it. If you don't want to do it, just say that. But if you want to do it, I do think that you need to be on, I'm not going to say I know that you need some type of income that you can make that has no limit on it, whether that's affiliate marketing, your own product. And so that's why I created the product, because I do believe it will help those that want to be on YouTube or even just have the inkling of thinking about being on YouTube. And I wrote it. It's been getting well reviews, you know. I think, you know, you even had said like it's not the trash that some people put out there. But I really wanted to do it.
I mean, I bought it immediately. Once you popped it in on the link, I immediately went and I got the download. One, it's very informative in the sense that, you know, worksheets. I'm a person who like, give me my checklist. Tell me what I need to do. Tell me how we need to move from A to B. And I can put the work in to get there. And I love how you were able to literally sketch out your process, basically your process, and say, if you do the work, you have a good shot of getting your success as well. And so I absolutely love that type of, I love doing that. But you know what, Shalae, one of the things that I am a hardcore believer in is that you have to invest in yourself. First of all, your $14.99 was nothing. So I was like, oh, please, this is like, close my eyes and buy that. Like, right? You're not doing, but it's an investment in me because it's something I want to, next year I am going to be pivoting to YouTube as well. And I'm like, well, I need to get as much information now so that I'm ready. So $14.99 was nothing because that's an investment in this whole brand for me. What do you say about people who just don't know or don't understand why they have to spend money to make money?
Well, girl, look, I tell them, hey, you know what? The definition of insanity is to keep doing the same thing over and over and expecting different results. So if it's working for you, keep doing what you're doing. Don't invest in yourself. Don't do anything. You're going to keep getting those same results. And then we'll come back a year later and you'll be complaining about why your business isn't growing, right? So you definitely have to invest in yourself. And I'm a big proponent of investing in myself, but I'll give it to them. There's so many people out here that stunt and say that they're making this or doing this, and then you buy it or they give you like the gimmick, the okie doke, and you get the stuff and it's not what you thought it would be, right?
Right.
But there are some people, for me, I follow people and make sure, okay, look, this person, they're doing a lot better than I'm doing, or maybe they know a little bit more than what I know. They're on step 5 and I'm on step 0. So why not? You know what I mean? Like, right. Why not go ahead and invest in myself? It's going to help you. It's going to help your business. You're going to grow. Like, you're going to learn from it. So I absolutely, for people that don't want to invest in themselves, I'll be like, okay, keep doing you then, because you don't know it all. Right. You don't know it all. You're going to have to network. You're going to have to attend those networking events. You're going to have to pay for the conferences. You're going to have to do all these things. You'll be fine. Like, it's okay.
And if you're doing it right, it's a tax write-off. Like, hello.
There you go. Yes.
It's a tax write-off. But if we could loop right back to what you had mentioned earlier in the sense that when you invest in yourself, you know, that is that information that allows you to feel even more confident in the things that you're about to do. It pushes you. It makes you understand the process better. I'm just, you know, buying a book to read for things that will make me better is a no-brainer for me. But one of my, I mean, I don't have a lot of great habits, good habits, successful habits. I'm working on those. But I would say the one habit that I've really focused in 2020, it's the trash bucket year, but it was the one habit I said, well, we ain't going nowhere. I'm reading every day. I'm going to read something every day on my brand, on how to get to the next level. And I would say from when I started this back in March to where I'm at now, I feel as though I have grown in leaps and bounds. So when you put out a book that said, hey, I'm going to try to give this to you, here's the information. It was $14.99. I was like, come on. I mean, I would have expected more. And so, you know, we go back to that discussion about what is our price like. You put it out at $14.99. I think it's an amazing price. If ladies, even if you don't want to go into YouTube, this is something that you should, you know, just her process in being able to figure out. You can change the word YouTube on this book, and it could be a success on any business that you're trying to do. Trust me. I have it. I've printed it out. I've read through it. I've written in it already. You know, this is something that you guys can use for any business. It doesn't have to be if you just want to be on YouTube. I love it. I love it that much. Tanya says the Air Force has a checklist for the checklist, don't they? Yeah. That's a military. Did you do the checklist for the checklist? And then if you guys want to get the book, where can they go to get the book?
So my husband has the link there. Now the book does come when you get it, you can download it right then and there. Or if you check your email, you might have to go to your promotions or spam folder and it sends you with your receipt. So you can use it for your tax write-off, right? You'll have your receipt and the download link. And I did it where you can download it forever. So I didn't do like a one-time download or anything like that. And yeah, I wanted to make it affordable because like, yo, if I'm able to get out here and get this money, I want everyone to get it. So I know you said at the beginning, you wanted all of us to build our empires for 2021. I want all of us to be on YouTube. So let's build our empire, be on YouTube. Like, let's make this money all the way around. It works out.
Let's do it. Empire, make it in the comments. Empires. Remember, you got to claim it. You got to put it out there, put it out in the universe. I'm a big proponent on those things that if we put things out in the universe and we grind, it really can come true. Like I did not grow Thrifting Divas overnight, but I put it out I was like, I want to be the #1 Facebook group on thrifting, period. Put it out there. And it happens. Now, and
you are. Yeah.
Okay. So now you have the book. And then this is the one that I'm super excited about also. It's the brand consulting for beginners.
Yes. Yes. So as of right now, it has sold out. I seen someone said that I'm more of a consulting girl. It was up there in the comments. They said, I'm a consulting girl. I do have the brand consulting for beginners, but I'm going to tell you honestly, I don't play no games. So if you're going to just sit up here, if you think, oh, this is just us can come and talk for an hour about how the sky, no. Like if you want to play, I don't even want your money. Like I don't even want your money. Like I didn't made 30K. I don't even want your money. I really want you to get out there and do the work. And, you know, sometimes you just need that guidance with someone and say, hey, how do I do this? Or, you know, this is what I've done. Where do I need to maneuver? What do you think? Sometimes you need that, right? And so that's exactly what I wanted with the brand consulting for beginners. I don't want you to get in there and ask these basic questions. How do I create a website? No, I really want you. I think someone had asked about their business wasn't growing. There was one question in here. Those are the type of questions I want. I want to be able where I can see what have you done? What's your analytics? What is your engagement show? You know, and then what's the resolution or what have you tried? So that's what I want. And so I did for January 1st, 2nd, and 3rd. I did it intentionally on the new year, the first weekend of the new year, intentionally, because I don't want to hear, oh, well, I'm going out or I got church or all this stuff. It comes back to that sacrifice. How bad do you want it? How bad do you want to work with me that you're willing to go ahead and pay? And I guess people wanted it that bad because it sold out the first weekend. And so I'm thinking about opening up some dates at the end of January. But yeah, that's what I want.
Congratulations. Boss moves is exactly what Tanesha, you are absolutely right. That's what you do, boss moves. And for people who are, it's all about investing in yourself, finding a consultant to kind of walk through, but be ready. Don't go there talking about, girl, I like your hair and I saw you on YouTube and you cute and all, and I really want to make $30,000. Like, be ready, show up for yourself. Forget me, forget Shalae, forget whomever you are going to pay to do this. Show up for yourself. Make that consultant work.
Right.
You're paying them to work. And if when you talk to people, as you said, and they asking you what, should I be doing a horizontal or vertical? Like, go back to the seats in the back.
Yeah.
But hop over a bunch of those seats and you sit back there and watch other people shine until you're ready to grind. And then when you're ready, then we can talk. Because it's, you can't jump in people's inbox with things that you don't even want to start with the basic Google. Free. If Google decided to charge, I'll probably not have to. I don't know what I'll do with my life.
Girl, I'll be dumb. Because Google and God, that's me. Like, Google and God. That's what.
Right.
I know y'all don't think my husband know it all. I'm joking.
It's right. So I think, what you're saying is just like, you're bringing that vision and you're helping them. You're doing half the work, but people have to, I think as a consultant working with people, they need to be doing 80% of the work. And I should be, the consultant should be guiding them. And if people come and they're not ready for that, then don't waste your time. Don't waste their time. And wait, as I said, sit in the back, watch other people elevate, succeed. And then when you're ready and you're tired of watching other people move ahead of you, knowing that you have that God-given talent that I know that you all have, then you're going to say, you know what? It's time for me to grind. But, if you want to start grinding at 70, go for it. I don't want to be grinding at 70. I want to be sailing on a yacht at 70, period. Okay.
Yeah.
This is the time for me to do this, where I could actually understand technology and I don't have to call my kids in the room for them to say, oh, how you turn this on? This is my time. This is all of our time. My group is made up of people between the ages, most predominantly between 30 and 55. That's our niche area. This is the time. This is our time. So in the comments, I want to hear, this is our time.
Let's go. This is our time. Come on. Let me see it in the comments. I want to see it.
Any tips that you want to pass? I mean, it's 9:14 already. But
okay. Gotcha.
Look how that I told you this normally goes by like it flies. I mean, I look up and I'm like, oh shoot, it's over. But as we, ladies, her YouTube channel, Shalae, I'm gonna just put it up here so you can see Shalae Morgan. So everyone here should be subscribed to Shalae, because in YouTube world, if you are subscribed, you hit that bell, because if you don't, you won't know when she put out new videos. And right now, as she said, she is putting out videos that is so immediately can be immediately used in this time of what we're going through with this pandemic. So head over there. When you finish heading over there, I want you to jump in, roll through, and get this Build Your Brand on YouTube. And I know she says YouTube, but trust me, I've looked through this, and this could be Build Your Brand whatever. Build Your Brand Tanesha, Build Your Brand Mo Harrison, Build Your Brand Tanya Hawthorne, who's in here, Build Your Brand Retta Young. Anyone can use this to build what they're building right now. And if you are ready, then you say, hey, I am ready for this. 2021 is going to be my pivot. Period. There's no well, huh, who can, and what was. This is what is happening. 2021. So when we talk about empires next year, and I'm bringing some of you ladies onto this same platform, y'all gonna say, I remember when Shalae and you guys did that talk? I pivoted, and look where I'm at now. And it didn't matter if the world was coming crashing down, because as Shalae said, $30,000 in a month during a pandemic. The money is there.
Yeah.
What's missing is the grind, the hustle, the strategy. Somebody mentioned it in there. But there's tools, there are consultants, there are books out there to get you there. Okay? So no excuses. All right? In the comments, I want to hear that. No excuses. Shalae, before we come off of this platform tonight, because I feel pumped now. Like, listen, I feel like I'm going to go and film a couple of videos.
There you go.
I feel like I'm ready to go. I already got makeup on. I'm like, let me just film a video.
I'm probably going to hop on live on YouTube myself and see what they doing, just to check in, see what people out there doing.
Never use, as I say, my husband is, he knows it now. Never make, because I don't put on makeup unless I'm going live anymore. It's like, what's the sense? And so whenever I do put it on, I'm like, what else can I do real quick? Because I'm on, I don't want to do this again. Before we head out, and yes, they're dropping it in here. No excuses. No excuses. No excuses. Thank you, guys. No excuses. Empire's coming in 2021. What is the number one tip you can pass on to the ladies watching tonight, who's looking at 2021 and is ready? And they're like, you know what? Yeah, I'm ready. The
number one tip I would say is don't look back. Don't take this year for what it was. Take your business for what it was. If you didn't make the sales, if you didn't attend the courses or buy the courses, attend the networking events, it's spilled milk right now. Like, don't even look back what happened in the past. It happened. And now moving forward, what can we do? If I'm not getting the sales moving forward, hey, you know what? Let me go ahead and find a different strategy. Let me have a new release product. Let me go ahead and chunk the business. Like, make those decisions by December 31st, whatever that is. But once you cross over to January 1st, if you live and that's your purpose, girl, whatever happened, it happened. It's over with. Let's go. Let's move forward. Don't even replay those thoughts. Like I said, don't talk yourself out of it, because that's what it is. Like, you think that once you make it there and you finally get that level of success, that, it's like, this is the best thing since sliced bread. But now your mindset goes, how do I keep it going? How do I keep it coming? What do I need to do? So now, the crowd, the bottom is crowded. It's only very few at the top. So when you finally hit that top, how do you stay up top? Because I know what's at the bottom. I'm not trying to go back down there. So how do I stay up there? And so in order to stay up there, you're going to have that clear mindset. Like, I don't care that people watched me during the pandemic. I don't care if that's how you found me during the pandemic, but you're going to stay with me. And this is what I'm going to do to keep you staying. I'm not even thinking about you leaving or we're going to keep you here at this party. So how do we do that?
I absolutely love it. Cositas Pequeñas says we are finishing 2020 with all we got. And we're starting 2021 with this confident energy. And we're going to be putting in the work. We're going to grind. And as Tanesha just said, you preached tonight, girl.
Oh, thank you.
You took us to church.
Thank you.
Took us to the detention hall to those who don't want to work. And you told us exactly how you get to success. So, Shalae, thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much. It is a pleasure. I am so excited. I remember when you were in the group with us, and it's just amazing to see that, that energy, that smile, that, hard work pays off, period. Because I know no one handed you anything. This was just purely Shalae saying, I have something to offer. I'm going to work and it will come to me. Done. That's it. That is it, And yes, you can have a couple of off days, but you can't have an off year and expect $30,000 a month.
Yes. Oh my gosh.
You just can. Okay. That's just not how it works around here. So thank you so much. Ladies, for those who are watching in Thrifting Divas Land, Karen and I have our upcoming Level Up Masterclass launch. So we're going to talk all about that another time. But if you are listening to what Shalae says and not looking back, you didn't get all where you wanted to go in your resale business, we're about to help you. But you have to want to help yourself, okay? So look out for that information. Next Friday evening, we will be launching something really special, and we cannot wait. We are working behind the scenes like sacrificing sleep, okay? Let's put it like that. But Shalae, thank you so much. I hope, the next time we speak, hopefully you'll come back on the platform and it will be, 1 million subscribers.
There you go. Oh, we're gonna claim that. Yes, a milli. There you go.
Claim it. Just claim it. Ladies, thank you so much for joining us as usual. Love the energy. 2021 is coming. We have about two more thrift knowledge series before that end. So you should be using this time to figure out what's 2021 going to look like, because it cannot look like this. Okay. Especially if you did not do what you wanted to do. So as Shalae says, don't look back, but you got to keep moving forward, and it can't just be waiting for something to land in your lap. Thank you so much again. Have a wonderful evening. Please be safe out there. COVID is really still around. No matter what they're telling you or, what vaccine they said is coming, COVID is still around. So please stay safe out there. And we'll see you around. We have a midnight live tonight, ladies. So if you are still looking for some Christmas gifts, she does mostly new items from FN Fashion World. So maybe it'll be time to grab something new for your sisters, your nieces, some special female who has some style and you want to get them something. So thank you so much. Shalae, thank you. We appreciate you coming on the platform. Have a wonderful, wonderful evening. And until next time, bye.
Bye, guys.